All right, now we're into the cave writing. I'm sure the Confederates wrote in the cave too, but you got to remember how many times this thing's been flooded. So if you wrote down there on the lower level, big flood comes through and washes your name away and stuff. But up in the top level, there's soldiers that left their names up there, and some of them were kind enough to even put what regiment they're in and the date and everything else in there. And others just put initials. But if you go up there, I mean, they're all over the ceiling on there. So what I've done, I went in there when Becky was here, and we photographed all these different signatures. Then I ran the names through, I'm on a site called Fold3. It's a internet site that you paid subscription, but you can pull up any soldier's records on there, all the way from Revolutionary War clear on up to the Gulf War. So you just put in a name, and if that name comes up, there may be 2 or 3 guys with the same name. You figure out which ones were here at Lost River, what regiments, you know, and match them up. And so then from the National Archives, I ordered these guys' records, and it tells, you know, all about when they enlisted and who their mom and dad is and all that kind of stuff. So I put all that in that book too. Okay, so a lot of these guys, they would write with candles, or they would take their knife and scribble in, or they used a pencil. There's all kinds of different ways that they did this. Okay, this is what some of them look like. See how close to the ceiling this thing is? And they're laying down here, look at the ceiling. This one right here is one of my favorites. This guy wrote his name backwards, and why you would do that, I don't know. When you look up there, it doesn't make any sense at all. But if you take a picture, flip it, then you can read the guy's name. And his name is Morrison. He's in the 105th Ohio. Now I've looked up his records too, it's in that book there. But why he did that, did it backwards in such a tight space. I can't imagine a guy laying there trying to do that, you know, and stuff dripping on his head and all that. But anyway, that's one of my favorites that's in there.
You think there's any chance he wrote it while looking at a mirror?
That what now? Oh, he used a mirror to do it? Yeah, he could have. I don't know, but I don't know why he did it. I mean, the other guys didn't do it. But it sort of added to the mystery. I've got a thing here that, well, it's in this book. If you want to go into detail about who he was and what happened to him, I'll tell you what, I'm going to let somebody just read this.
There it is.
Okay, I'm going to let her read this to you. And
All right.
what? Go ahead.
Isaac F. Morrison was born November 4th, 1844 in Coshocton, Ohio.
Coshocton.
Yeah. Records show he was 5 foot 8 inches tall with dark hair and hazel eyes. Isaac was wounded in the Battle of Stones River on December 31st, 1862. He was captured in the battle and sent to Libby Prison in Virginia. He received a pardon on January 20th, 1863 and returned to his regiment. After the war, he married Virginia Stevenson on May 8, 1871. They had 2 children, Alberta, born in 1872, and Hugh Francis, born in 1875. Isaac spent his post-war years working for the railroad. On August 14, 1876, he was involved in a railroad accident that caused him to lose his big toe. He wore a leg brace for the rest of his life. Isaac died on September 13th, 1926 at Bethune, Illinois.
Thank you. I got all this from the National Archives. You can order these guys' records from the National Archives, and it goes into everything they have, especially if you got a pension. If you applied for a pension, you have to fill out all this stuff, who your mom and dad is, and how many kids you got, and yada, yada, yada. Somebody read that for me. Can you read it?
Benjamin T. Smith, and 51st, I can't see that, I'm blind too.
Illinois, I think.
Yeah,
51st.
Illinois.
Okay.
And then Benjamin T. Shorts, 4th Indiana Cavalry in Bowling Green. Benjamin T. Stover, 1st, I'm gonna assume Ohio, at Lost River, and Bartlett T. Stubert, 96th Ohio.
Okay, so I'm thinking this is the guy, and this may be his girlfriend, or maybe his wife, I don't know, but But it's kind of strange with these guys leaving their names in there that he did the heart and all this kind of stuff in there. So it'd be interesting to know through other research that you could look up these four guys' things and see who they married and stuff and see if that thing matches up. I haven't gotten to that part yet, but that's another strange one that was in there. I did this thing for Soaking magazine. I don't know if you saw this or not. Y'all seen this? We had a Civil War reenactment here, two different years here at Lost River, and we even brought in busloads of kids from all Warren County schools to watch the cannons fire and all that kind of stuff. The neighbors didn't like it too much, did they? Rattle their windows and stuff. So anyway, I don't know if you've seen that. You can pass it around. Show up here, but it didn't. Going back to the cave writing again. Okay. Inside the cave, there must be 6 different times there's the name R. Craig. And it's in pencil, it's been carved in with a knife. Any way that you can do it, it's in there, all over the cave in there. But under it, it's got 1836. So then I'm thinking, 1836, that's somebody in here way before the Civil War? But no, it's right in the middle of all the Civil War soldiers' writings. So I think, well, what's 1836 got to do with this? That's his birthday. So I got on the internet and I started looking up R. Craig. And of course that don't give you a whole lot to go by because you come up with 30 or 40 R. Craigs. So then I tried to look through Ancestry, birthdays, 1836. And I've come up with like 3 guys that was actually born in 1836 and their regiments, and they were here at Lost River. And I'm thinking it's got to be one of these 3 guys. So I think one I came up with is 24th Kentucky. Anyway, it's in that book there. You can look it up. But that was always a mystery to me why it's had 1836. And actually it has under the 1836, it has February the something. You can't read the other part. So that's probably his exact birthday, you know, like February the 16th, 1836. So that's a good story too. Okay.